Every night, I was plagued by these horrific dreams that would wake me up in a cold sweat, even though I hadn't had a nightmare since I was a child. What was going on? Why were my peaceful dreams now filled with blood, pain, and other disturbing images? How did my dreams turn into something so dark and evil? Who was the monster hiding inside my mind? I'd always been a very emotional person, which caused me to have extremely vivid dreams. I dreamed of being chased, of drowning, of falling, of things like that. But when I woke up, I felt fine, just a bit shaken. Nowadays, it's different. I don't wake up feeling fine at all. These days, I wake up disturbed, shocked, even disgusted by what I experienced in my dreams. It wasn't just strange imagery anymore. Now it was sinister, evil, and dark. It's like there is some kind of evil spirit or demon living in my head that comes out only at night, and it shows me the most vile and disgusting things. Things that no human mind should ever have to see. It all started about 6 months ago, right after my wife left me. I didn't sleep much those first few weeks. Spent a lot of time sitting on the couch in my dimly lit living room, watching old movies. Then I'd get up in the middle of the night for some reason and pace around my house aimlessly, like a ghost. I'd do this until the sun came back up, and then I'd sleep during the day. It was torture. I remember thinking, please God, just let me die. It hurt too much to live. And if dying meant that I could finally be with her again, then maybe dying wouldn't be such a bad thing. But one night, in the middle of the night, I stood in front of my full-length mirror in the hallway and looked at myself. The face staring back at me was pale and gaunt. My eyes were sunken deep into their sockets. My lips were chapped and cracked. I must have lost 10 pounds since my wife left me, and she'd only been gone for 4 weeks. It was like looking at a corpse. I ran my fingers through my messy hair, trying to tame it. I was shocked at how wild it looked. I walked past the mirror without making eye contact. I couldn't bear to look at that disgusting thing anymore. I stumbled into my bedroom and collapsed onto my bed. When I woke up, the sun was streaming through my window. For a moment, I just lay there, staring blankly at the ceiling. Did I die? Was this heaven? Why was it so bright? Why did everything feel so peaceful? Like there was nothing left for me here, so it must mean I was dead. Maybe it's better this way. Maybe I can finally be with her now. That's when I heard it, a knock on my door. Who could it be? I thought I was dead. Nobody could hear me. They shouldn't be able to see me either. Then I realized it wasn't a knock. It was my heart beating. It was still alive. I was still alive. I got up from bed and went to the bathroom to look in the mirror. My reflection stared back at me, blinking slowly. "Hello?" I croaked. I hadn't spoken a word in weeks. "Hello!" My voice sounded like fingernails scraping down a chalkboard. "Hi, still alive." It was the weirdest sensation. I was both relieved and terrified to realize I was still alive. Relieved because it meant that I could try to get my life back on track. Terrified because I knew I was still alone. My wife left me because I couldn't stop crying. She said I was too sensitive. She said I had to toughen up. She said she couldn't handle seeing me in so much pain every day, that she couldn't keep comforting me over and over again. She also said that I needed to see a doctor because I had become irrational. According to her, I'd go on long rants about things that made no sense. I remember throwing myself on the floor and screaming, "Don't leave me! Please don't leave me!" Then I cried for hours, and she left. Shortly after, my mom called me saying she was worried about me. I told her not to bother coming over because I was fine, but she came anyway. She tried to comfort me, but I pushed her away. I told her to go home, and she did. But before she left, she gave me an ultimatum. She said that if I didn't seek help, she would cut me off. No more calls, no more visits. She was worried about me, but she didn't know how to help, so she did the only thing she could think of. And that's when I decided to go to a therapist. The first session went well enough. I talked about my childhood. I talked about my relationship with my mother. I talked about how I met my wife. I talked about how we got married and how happy we were together. And then I talked about how she left me and how I've been feeling ever since. The therapist seemed to like me. He told me that I was a smart guy. He said that I was articulate and full of empathy. He said that he liked talking to me. Said that I was doing well and that I shouldn't worry. According to him, I'd get over her soon enough. He said that I could call him whenever I wanted to talk more, and I did. I called him almost every day, sometimes twice a day, but each time I called, he told me the same things. He never offered any real advice. He never helped me solve my problems. He was supposed to be a professional, but all he did was waste my time. and after a while, I stopped calling him altogether. One day I found myself in front of my mirror again. Looking at my lifeless reflection, I felt a sudden surge of energy. I was done feeling sorry for myself. I was tired of crying. I was sick of being weak. Now it was time to move on. From that day forward, I became a different man. I'd stopped moping around my house. I stopped calling my therapist. I stopped reaching out to my friends. I started going to the gym and working out. I started eating healthy. I drank plenty of water. I got a lot of sleep. I promised myself I wouldn't waste my potential anymore. This time I would make myself strong. I was determined to transform myself into a better man. A few months passed. I was getting stronger. I was feeling healthier. I was starting to feel good about myself again. My nightmares were less frequent, and they weren't nearly as intense. And then I started dreaming again. At first, my dreams were nice. I dreamt of traveling to exotic locations, of having exciting adventures, of meeting interesting people. But recently things have changed. Now my dreams are horrible, filled with demons, ghosts, and monsters. In my dreams, I'm trapped in a dungeon. I'm locked in a cage. I'm surrounded by fire. I'm drowning in a pool of blood. I'm haunted by spirits from the past. I'm always running from something, but I don't know what. I don't want to find out. After one of my dreams, I wake up sweating profusely, sitting straight up in bed. My heart is pounding in my chest. I'm shaking uncontrollably. I don't want to close my eyes again. I'm afraid of what else I might see. I'm afraid of what else I might experience. It's like something evil is torturing me. Something wicked is haunting me. Something demonic is possessing me. I didn't realize it at first, but these nightmares have become a part of me. I can't escape them. I can't hide from them. They're everywhere. They follow me wherever I go. I'm always on edge, always expecting the worst. When will it end? Will it ever end? Or am I doomed to suffer forever? Some nights I hear voices in my dreams. They whisper to me, telling me horrible things. Things that make me want to gouge my ears out. Sometimes they tell me secrets, things I never wanted to know. Other times they mock me, laughing at my pain, reveling in my fear. And sometimes they sing. They sing songs of death and destruction, of agony and despair. Their voices are like nails on a chalkboard, grinding away at my sanity. They drive me to the edge, over and over again, until I break. I never thought I'd say this, but I wish I was back in therapy. At least that guy listened to me. At least he didn't torment me. I wish I could go back to being weak. At least then my dreams were filled with nothing but peace. Now I wake up every morning feeling like a monster. I don't recognize myself anymore. Who am I? Who am I becoming? I'm trapped inside my own mind, and there's nothing anyone can do to save me. I'm on my own. I'm truly on my own.